We're live. I gotta turn this thing around. I'm back to using my other stand. Hold on a second. Sorry if anybody's getting seasick here. I had it upside down. Had the darn thing upside down. Alright, so it looks like we're live. Hope nobody's gotten seasick off of that. Cremation guide. Oh, thanks, buddy. Bye. The Neptune Society. Anybody want to get cremated by the Neptune Society? That ad came courtesy of Christianity.com, the site that we're on for our Bible trivia tonight. So we're going to be playing Bible trivia. It's an open chat while we play Bible trivia. You can talk about whatever you want. We can any day of the week, actually. Who's stopping us, right? Anyway, I just need to center it a little bit so I can see. Anyway, hope everybody had a great day. I had a great day. It looked warm, but it's kind of chilly once you got outside, but it was nice. Really, really, really nice compared to what January usually is. So, yep, I was gone all day and the dogs did good. And they are crashed out. Caleb's on my left and Wazzy's on my right. And he was just making that stretching noise, and I turned around to look, and I realized that he seems bigger than he was when I left this morning. All of a sudden, he looks bigger. I think he went through a growing spurt. That's the German Shepherd. And I think I don't want him any bigger, though. So, anyway, I just turned around and I thought, well, I kind of, looks bigger than I remember. So anyway, maybe I went into a time warp today. I don't know. I went down to the Twin Cities, the St. Paul, Minneapolis area. Actually, I got one toe into St. Paul. I was in Maplewood, and I took a left out of some place and went across the road, and I was in St. Paul and decided to turn around and I was going to do one more thing, but I just figured out, man, that'd be another half an hour. So anyway, wanted to get home before dark, so I did some traveling today. But yeah, it was nice out. It was nice. It was sunny. A little bit cloudy. It got cold, but anyway, for Minnesota, we are not complaining. Snowplow guy might be complaining. Oh my goodness, he's lost a lot of money. Poor guy. And then also, anyway, a lot of businesses are not happy. So. All right, what do I have up here? I got the Friday night Bible trivia. Where is it? There it is. Up and running, and so that's what we're gonna do. Just chat and do that. Yeah, so I didn't really wasn't really on YouTube today because I was gone all day. But just before I came on here, I was getting this ready. The thing is going into outer space, I guess. But while I was getting this ready, I was listening to this guy. He's well, he calls himself a narcissist, but he doesn't seem like one because he's so self-aware. You know what I mean? But anyway, he just did a live stream with the audience, and I thought it was kind of funny. He knows his narcissism, that's for sure, but he's trying to change. So anyway, anyway, I thought that was funny. Not narcissism, funny about it. But I have been thinking lately though. He just happened to be live, which I didn't even know he went live. But anyway, he's like trying to help people with narcissists. which I'm not, but I was back a few decades ago. So anyway, anyway, some funny things in there. But anyway, you know what? By the way, I was saying, but I had this thought about this narcissist stuff recently, and I thought, we did a live stream probably 5 years ago where we talked about narcissism. And I thought, it's been like 5 years. I should probably do that again. It was fun, especially if you've ever been with one. You can so relate. But anyway, it's a guy who claims he is a narcissist, but he's trying to change or whatever. But he can answer any narcissist question. Anyway, he's got 75,000 subscribers. This is a big channel. But anyway, just thinking, like, just in the last couple of days, I happened to be thinking before that stream came up today. A few days ago, I was thinking about that live stream that we did. I thought, yeah, that's got to be 5 years ago. We should do that again. I think it would be fun. We had 20 questions. I had 20 questions, and so we had a live stream that night. And I've had a live stream every night since 2016 or 2017, but probably 5 nights ago, we had a test. Are you a narcissist? And there was 20 questions. And anyway, somebody in the chat kept saying that it's them. And it turned out it was. He was a narcissist. But he was proud of it. Anyway, we did have one in the chat who answered to all 20 questions he answered yes to. And proudly, and then it turned out that's exactly who he was, and he wasn't even like he was proud of it actually. So anyway, I'm gonna pull up some categories here. I'm hoping we can see D show up because maybe she'll show up Friday Bible trivia night. I almost said bingo. Friday night bingo. Maybe she'll show up Friday night bingo because we have not seen D for probably a week. Maybe since the last Bible trivia, I'm not sure. Anyway, so hoping D shows up so we can know she's okay. And anybody else who wants to join in, I'm gonna get ready here. I'm just gonna start the game myself, and then I'm not gonna wait for people to come in. But I'm going to start the game myself, and I'm just going to check out. I haven't even checked out the categories. If I don't like them, I'm going to shuffle them. So let's see what we got. Bible trivia, Bible Jeopardy. Elijah versus Elisha. That might be hard. Well, because they overlap, you know what I mean? Anyway, Exodus and the wilderness wandering. Those are all right. Chronicles of Kings of Judah and Israel. Huh. Mosaic Law, Levitical Instructions. Yeah, it might be all right. Poetry, Psalms, and Wisdom. Those are easy to get mixed up. First and Second Samuel. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm going to shuffle this because I don't like it. So, let's refresh. Let's shuffle the deck. Yeah, I don't like it. All right, this might be better. All right, we got a new deck shuffled. All right. This one is, I wait for it to load up there. Alright, looks like is it? Well, it comes with an ad. Hold on a second, I gotta beat down this ad. Out of the way, get out of the way. At least it was, it went away, alright. So, these don't look bad. Just recently these started turning this light blue. I don't remember that happening ever before. Anyway, so Life of Jesus, Exile in Babylon, Medea and Persia. That's the book of Daniel and all that. That's pretty far back. Anyway, Complete the verse, Old Testament, Mosaic Law, teachings of Jesus, parables of the Messiah, who, what, when. I don't even know if I like these either. I think I'm gonna shuffle it one more time. Whatever it is. We're gonna go with it. Actually, yeah, too late. Books of the Bible. I look at some of the same ones. Exile. All right, I guess we'll go with it. I guess. Books of the Bible. Exile, Babylon, Medea, and Persia, which you just saw in the last one. Joshua, the Promised Land. Nah. Oh, here comes the ad. Hold on, let's beat that guy out of the way. Go away. There it goes. Word meanings, figures, speech. That's what New Testament. Word meanings and objects. All right. All right, shall we? All right, I'm gonna pick, since I don't think I'm not in the chat, but I haven't seen the comments come up, so I'm just going to pick one myself. I'll pick out the first one, which I usually do. Yeah, I don't know about that. Did this just switch again? Word objects. Huh. Yeah, I don't like this one either. But anyway, books of the Bible for 200, I guess. I don't like these categories at all. All right. All right. Behold, a virgin shall... this is for 200 points. Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel. Where can these words be found in the Bible? Isaiah and Matthew, Zechariah and Mark, Isaiah and Mark, and Micah and Matthew. Well, I know this one because I'll tell you. The virgin story is only in Matthew and Luke. So that excludes the Mark answers. And yeah, I think it's in Micah. I think it's Isaiah. I don't know. It's either Isaiah and Matthew or Micah and Matthew. I think it's Isaiah. Because this is one of those Old Testament verses that people say are prophecy, and it's not. It's not of Jesus. It is a prophecy. Ding, 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 ding. Correct. Yeah, it is a prophecy, but it is not a prophecy of Jesus. It was a prophecy of somebody else. So I guess that was half true. Isaiah chapter 7. All right, they kind of start out easy and they get hard quick. So might have picked the wrong category. This might get hard. All right, books of the Bible, 400. Alex. How many Psalms are in the book of Psalms? 145, 150, 139, 165. It's not 165. It's not 139. I think it's 150. It's 145 or 150, but I think it's 150. I don't know. Alex, I don't know. Is it 150? Ding, 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 ding. It is correct. You know what? Probably the only reason I know that is because we've read Psalms so many times over the last 7 years on here that I have broken it up 150. I've broken it up to 50, 50, and 50. That's kind of how it stayed in the back of my head. Anyway, a weird thing. But anyway, nonetheless, correct. Ding, ding, ding. All right, books of the Bible for 600. Don't matter how you remember it. It's like I went to school. How I learned anatomy and physiology with making up nursery rhymes. All right, what book closes with the words, "Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own hands praise her in the gates"? Esther, Proverbs, Ruth, or Ecclesiastes. It's either Ruth or Esther. I'm thinking Ruth. Wait. Give her of the fruit. I think it's Ruth. It's either Ruth or Esther. What do you guys think? Ruth. All right, Alex. Not sure, but I think it's Ruth. Oh, it was Proverbs. Well, look at you, Proverbs. So they're what? Anyway, that's weird. This Proverbs is written consists of several books in there. That's not one book. I think that was a trick question. All right, Alex. I'll take one for 800. Better not be a trick question this time. What two books of the Bible were addressed to Theophilus? Oh, Theophilus. This is easy. Ding, 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 ding. It is Luke and Acts. Oh, I'm sorry. Choices. First and Second Thessalonians. First and Second Peter. Second, Third John, and Luke and Acts. This is easy one because they're both written by Luke, and they were written letters to Theophilus. Luke writes his to Theophilus, and when he writes Luke Acts, he says, Theophilus, I'm writing you a second letter. That's what he said in Luke and Acts. That's right. Ding, ding, ding. Give me the green, yes. Give me the money. Show me the money. That's correct. That's an easy one. Because I say it all the time. I remind people that. Luke wrote Luke and Acts. All right, books of the Bible. Ooh, 1,000. I'm surprised it was an $800 question, but maybe $1,000. This might be a hard one. It's a lot of money. All right. What epistle closes with the words, "The salutation by the hand of me, Paul. Remember my bonds. Grace be with you." Oh man. Remember my bonds. Interesting. Grace be with you. Amen. I don't know. Galatians. I don't know. Total guess. I don't know. What was it? Colossians. Yeah. Yeah, that I don't know. All right, that was a hard $1,000 question. Let me see. We got at least another category. Here's the speech. Word meanings. Have we had word meanings before? I don't know. I don't know. Word meanings. Objects. What do you mean by objects? Let's do objects. I don't even know if I've seen that before. Oh, okay, objects, I guess. They didn't know what else to call it, it sounds like. Alright. I've got an ad popping up, so there you go. Alright, that ad snips up every time I switch the page, it seems like. Alright, for 200 points, Alex. Where did Jesus get the mud he put on the eyes of the blind man he healed in John 9? He made it with spit. In a bottle. Oh, here's the choices. Let's just go through choices. In a puddle? Was the mud from a puddle? Was it the base of a well? Was it outside a house? Or did he make it with his spit? Yes, they called it spittle. He made it with his spittle. His spittle. Yes, ding, 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 ding. Interesting. Anyway, and then told him to go wash it off. And he said, I see. I think that's where the blind man, isn't that the blind man that said, there's a few blind men. I think he's the one that said, I see men, they look like trees. Anyway, objects for 400, Alex. 400. Oops. There you go. In the book of Revelation, what does John see when the first seals open? Ooh, a white horse. Here's the choices. A white horse, red horse, black horse, pale horse. A horse of many colors. I would say a white horse. Alex, I'm going to have to go with white horse. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, and he was carrying a crown. Remember that? He was carrying the crown. The Royal Crown. Actually, it was a beer. It was a Royal Crown bottle of beer. If you looked at the label closely, it said Royal Crown. There you go. Objects for 600. There you go, Alex. I'll take 600. Objects for 600. All right. Because you remember. I'm not going to say it. These are trigger words for the algorithm, so I got to talk in code. Because they're still listening. I'm still getting videos taken down on a regular basis. I showed you guys more than once. Every month. I have a couple every week that get taken down. Old videos from 2020 are coming down, but they don't give me strikes, so I'm very thankful and grateful for that. Anyway, I said it was unintentional on my part, and I agree. Anyway, for 600 points, Alex. Sorry, Alex, are you still there? I'm sorry. Alex, I'll take 600 points. To what does James compare a man who doubts? Shifting windows, waves of the sea, leaves blowing in the wind, or uprooted tree? I think he said waves of the sea. Don't know which way they're going to go now. Is it waves? It's not shadows. It's not uprooted tree. I don't think so. I don't know. I think waves of a sea, but I don't know. Ding, 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 ding. I am correct. It is waves of the sea. Tossed to and fro. That's right. A man who doubts. Why? Because he can be moved one side to the other. All right. Without his will. 800 points, Alex. What was written on the scroll that the Lord showed Ezekiel in his vision? The judgment for the Israelites, sins of the people, names of the elect, lamentation, mourning to the woe. What was written on the scroll that the Lord showed Ezekiel in the vision? I think it was the sins of the people. I don't know. It might be I think it was a judgment for the Israelites. These are kind of the same. Because the judgment had to do with the sin. So what would it be? What would they call it? Is it the judgment for... Because this is kind of the same thing. Judgment for the Israelites, sins of the people. I don't know. Lamentations, mourning, and woe. I don't know. Wasn't Jeremiah in charge of that? The weeping prophet. I don't know. Where's the sins of the people? They're so connected. I don't know. And if I get it wrong, I'm going back. Because, incorrect, it was Lamentations. All right, I'm not going back. Lamentations, mourning. You know, anyway. I thought Lamentations were covered in Lamentations by Jeremiah. The weeping prophet. Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember what was written on the scroll. Good question. All right, objects, because these are getting hard, man. We're up at $1,000. Hardest question. $1,000, Alex. Objects. To what does James compare a rich man? Olive tree, vine, flower, or corn? A rich man, James. Is it something that flowers and is dead tomorrow or something? I don't know. Or is it like the grass had flowers and tomorrow it's dead? Or I can't remember. Tomorrow it's cut down. I can't remember. James. That's funny because James is such a short book. Not much there. I don't know. Darn. I don't know. Okay, I guessed right. A flower. Because I think that they're talking about, I don't know, like here today, gone tomorrow kind of thing. I don't know. That's why I guess flower. Because the flower is the only thing there. It's here today, gone tomorrow. In no sense. Let's see. Am I going to do one more? I think I'll do one more category. And if nobody comes in the chat in one more category, then I'm going to wrap it up. I was gone all day today. So, yeah, I got some things I could do if nobody comes in. It seems like everybody else has stuff to do. So I will do one more category. And then if nobody comes in, they've had a fair chance. So let's see. Joshua, the Promised Land. Huh. I don't know. I don't even know what word meanings of what that would even be. But let's do it. We're going to get brave. I'm going to get brave. I'm going in uncharted territory. Like the man in the waves. It has doubts. Same thing. Alright. According to Revelation, well, this is 200 points. We're starting at the, should be the easiest. According to Revelation, how could one entrance to the New Jerusalem? The answer's so long it's going off of the slab here. According to Revelation, how could one gain entrance to the New Jerusalem? Your name had to be in the Lamb's Book of Life. You must be born into it. You must be brought there. You must be an heir. All right, this is an easy one. We'll take this long answer here. Yeah, name had to be written in the Lamb's Book of Life. That's right. That was an easy one. But it was the beginner question at 200 points. Anyway, everybody's name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life. I hope people realize that. Every one of us. At the beginning and the end. All right, word meanings for $400, Alex. Are you guys sleepy? They had a big day. It's been a while. At one time, I set up a camera and videotaped them what they were doing while I was gone. And, yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of what I thought. Anyway, but it's been a while since I did that, so. All right. What is this one? The $400? I forgot which category, but anyway, 400 points. What was the covenant that God made with David? To establish his throne forever through his seed. To preserve peace from his enemies in his reign. To produce... All right. To produce heirs as like stars in the sky. I don't know if that was his job. To make, although he did give it a good the old college try, didn't he? To make his name known to all generations to come. Covenant, this one right here, which is why the Messiah has to come from the bloodline of David. Alex, I will take to establish his throne forever through a seed. That's a requirement for the coming Messiah. Ding, 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 ding. That should be the answer. Ding, ding, correct. This is one of the, and that's why they tried to connect Jesus to the bloodline of David in the genealogy of Matthew and Luke. They both try to put a genealogy in there that connects Jesus to David, and neither one of them is lines up with the Old Testament, and neither one of them lines up with itself, so with each other. So Luke has one genealogy of Jesus being connected to King David, and the other one, and Matthew has one a genealogy going back to King David, but one goes through Nathan and one goes through Solomon. And the Nathan one was wrong. I think that one was Luke, but the Matthew one was wrong too. It does not match up with the real. Anyway, it's like they kind of tried. Maybe they researched a little bit and got a bunch of the names and just whatever. It's not correct. Neither Matthew or Luke's genealogy is correct. Whether Jesus is from that or not, the descendant or not. But anyway, that's why they try so hard for this right here. Because of 2 Samuel 7, 12, and 16. That's why Matthew and Luke try so hard to, because Matthew and Luke are trying to convince you that Jesus is the Messiah. John's trying to convince you that Jesus is God. But Matthew and Luke are trying to convince you that he comes from the bloodline of David, that he is the Messiah. So anyway, that's why they both give it a try to, they wing it, and neither one are correct, and neither one match each other. I've brought them up side by side. Anyway, word meanings for $600, Alex. That's it. I noticed like 2 nights ago, I just noticed now when I was coming on here, that 2 nights ago I did a live stream and it never got posted because for some reason, I don't know, it just started doing this where even though I have it on public, I have to, each time I get on here, I have to go in the settings and put it on public because it'll automatically go into private. When I shut this off, it goes into private. So I have to go back in the settings and again put it on public. So anyway, I just put up that from tonight. And I think it's called something like less known religions or something like that. So anyway, I just noticed so it never got put up. Anyway, that happens sometimes. All right, for $600, Alex. Before the flood, there was dew each morning, rains from the heaven, no water whatsoever, a mist that watered the earth. I think it was a mist. It was like a sprinkling system. Because later came the dew, which had to do with the manna. Remember that in the morning? There was no rains from heaven. When there was the flood, then they opened the windows. Then that's when they opened the windows and flooded from heaven. But it wasn't not. It was, I think it was the mist. It was either mist or the dew, because I think the first started with a mist, like a, yes, like a, ding, 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 correct. It started out in Genesis, it started out like a sprinkling system in a lawn sprinkling system. The water came from the ground up and it kind of like misted, just like a golf course or people have a nice lawn, they will have a sprinkler system in it. And anyway, it just kind of spurts up. Probably at night, like a sprinkler system does. Anyway, I worked in a lot of houses that had sprinkler systems in the yard, and you gotta be very careful. Anyway, $800, Alex. I've seen other people run them over, or kick them, or whatever, and it shoots water up. Anyway, it's very embarrassing and not good and expensive. But anyway, somehow I guess God made it so you can't kick them out of place. These ads pop up every time I click the page. It's crazy. Crazy, man. All right. In Genesis 1, God says, let there be a firmament in the midst of the water. A firmament is a horizon, a land, island, or heaven. Actually, I thought it was a molten glass dome. A firmament is a horizon, the land, island, heaven. I guess it's got to be heaven. It's got to be heaven. All right. Ding, ding, ding. In Genesis 1:8, it is heaven. The firmament is a heaven. Because you got earth. Earth itself is the first heaven. Where the birds fly is the second heaven. Hey, Grace, how you doing tonight? Welcome. Where the birds fly is the second heaven. God's in the third heaven. And some people break it down more than that, but that's your basics. Good to see you, Grace. Hope you're enjoying this beautiful February 2nd in Minnesota. It feels like the end of March. I hope we can ride this out because we've had the. If every winter was like this, it would be just wonderful. Just getting home, be listening. Busy hands. All right, cool. Yeah, I was gone all day myself. I went out of town today and did a lot of driving, and so, absolutely good. Yeah, especially inside the truck. Every time I got out of the truck, though, it was kind of cold, but I ain't complaining. It's cold like March or April. It feels like April, March or April. Except the only difference is we didn't get no pounds of snow melting all over the place, which is way better. You know, one thing that scares me though, I'm going to tell you. I was out in my garden the other day, yesterday I think. Your official spring clean? Yep, I saw some people put an ad that they were cleaning out their garage and they were giving away free stuff. It said it was an ad last week and it said cleaning my garage in January with exclamation point. Yes, this is what's scaring me. I checked my fruit trees because I've lost fruit trees over the winter from rabbits. 1 year, another year it was snow. So anyway, and they're expensive, man. So it takes years to get them to have fruit. So anyway, I was checking my fruit trees and I'm thinking, dang, they're all sprouting, man. Some of them, like, I have a like a cherry tree and a couple more sprouting. Let me think. The cherry tree and a plum tree. A plum tree. Yeah. So anyway, I hope it don't go back into freezing mode, because man, that's not good. Then the tree gets all confused. You know, and it probably might hurt I just got to start getting fruit on my trees last year. I mean, more than just one or two. Been getting a lot. So anyway, I'm thinking, oh no. Every year it's something, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm trying this year not to have nothing happen. And I see they're all sprouting like it's April, you know what I mean? I don't know. I hope it doesn't. Hope they don't wreck everybody's. Am I really at the $1,000 question? Wow. I must have been in a parallel universe because I don't remember it. All right. For 1,000 points, this is a hard one, big one, right? When God called Jeremiah to speak for him, what unique gesture did God make to reassure him he was called? Middle finger. Okay. I read it. Okay. When I get it. That's not really worded. Some of these aren't worded very well. When God called Jeremiah to speak for him, what unique gesture did God make to reassure him he was called? So in other words, yes, so what happened was Jeremiah was going to prison, and the night before, he took a picture and it had an angel ball jumping over his head. Ding, 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 you came in just in time to win all the money. Okay, what did he do to make sure this is dumb. To reassure him he was called. It should say to reassure the name he was to be called. But anyway, he touched a burning coal to his lip, didn't he? Or was that Moses? I know it happened to Moses in one of the Apocrypha books, which is why Moses had the speech impediment and had to have the brother Aaron speak for him. That was in one of them extra Apocrypha books. I can't remember, but remember that? When they said that Moses, when he was a baby, he was in the castle and the king, and they put him on the king's lap, His hair turned white. Oh, it caused him to, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. But this story right here, this is in one of them Apocrypha books, and it's trying to explain why Aaron had to do all this speaking in Exodus or whatever. Why he had to, because remember, like God's telling Moses to say stuff, and Moses is complaining because he doesn't know how to speak very well, and he didn't really want to. Jubilee, was it the Jubilees? Yeah, I can't remember. We read so many. Yeah, remember that story? So Moses, because remember, Moses came from royalty, right? Well, I mean, after he went down the thing in the basket with pitch or whatever. The same story as the Ethiopia, whatever. So, same story as another ancient story. But anyway, they all went down a river in a basket with pitch somehow, and they all end up at a king's castle. Okay, this is not a new story. When this happens to Moses, this is an old story. It's already been used. But anyway, but in the Bible, they use that story to give you the reason how Moses ends up in a king's castle, right? In royalty. This is like the preemptive, like this is how he got in there. He went from here into a castle. So that as a baby, right? So anyway, Moses, the baby, is sitting on the king's lap, and Moses, and everybody's liking the baby Moses, and then Moses reaches over and pulls the crown off of the king and puts it on himself, and the king's like, "Oh hell no!" And then what were they go? Oh, and then I don't know. I think they wanted. It was like a bad sign. It's like you just don't do that, and if. Anyway, I can't remember the whole story, but it was a really bad omen. It was a bad sign. It was a really disrespectful. Like, no, listen. Anybody who tries to take the what you're doing is removing the power from that man. So that was like something you should be put to death for. If you tried to remove, they take it literally like you're trying to remove the crown off him. Anyway, they didn't like that. Moses, the baby, was in trouble, and they put a glowing red charcoal briquette in Moses' mouth. Isn't that the story, Grace? And it burned his mouth so he could never speak. And it was like a test. It was like one of those witches tests. If we put the coal in his mouth, if he doesn't get burned, he's this. And if he does get burned, he's that or something. I can't remember, the story's been so long. And anyway, so yeah, so that's how Moses got a speech impediment, with the burning hot coal in his mouth. Anyway, so that's what that one's about. But we're going to go with the oh, wait. When God called Jeremiah to speak for him, what unique gesture did God make to reassure him what he was called? I think it was something with his mouth. They might have used the burning coal story. It might have been he touched his mouth. Because it was... Moses was the one that got his hair turned white. Remember? Wasn't Moses the one that his hand turned white like leprous, and then we put it back in his jacket, and it turned normal, and it turned white, and it turned normal? And didn't everybody freak out because Moses, he had turned white? I don't know. I think it had something to do with his mouth, but we'll go with the hair thing. If it's not, we'll backpedal. Yeah, it was, he touched mouth. I knew that. Yeah, we're going to go back. We're going to undo that. Yeah. Yeah, it was Moses had the hair turned white. This was he touched his mouth. I know it wasn't the burning coal, but this is the story from the Jubilees. Because where else are they getting this? What are the odds somebody else is going to touch a coal to one of the prophet's lips? You know what I mean? That's 1 in a million. It never, anyway, yeah, God touched his mouth. It had something to do with mouth, so it made him so he shut his mouth and he could only say the right name or the right word or whatever. Oh, anyway. Down, aggressive ads. Them ads are getting more aggressive by the minute. They must be drinking. All right. All right, we'll do one more. Since Grace came in, I said if nobody comes in, I'm going to quit. If somebody comes in, I'm going to keep going. So I'm going to do one more category. Because what are we at? 45 minutes? That'll work. Exxon Babylon. Boo. Well, I guess it might not be too bad. Joshua, the Promised Land. Yeah. Word meanings, figures of speech. Look, I was going to say, we just did word meanings. Now it's the subcategory of word meanings and subcategory figures. That makes no sense. I don't know. Joshua, the Promised Land? I don't know. I'm not that good at this, maybe. I don't know. I don't know about Joshua and the Promised Land details. We'll see how good. How many stones... Well, this one's easy. All right. How many stones were set up as a memorial to the Lord for bringing the children of Israel across the Jordan on dry ground? This one's pretty easy. Was it 12? Was it 7? Was it 10? Was it 1? I think it's a dead... Yeah. I think it's a dead giveaway that it wasn't 1. Because you can't pile 1 stone on itself. Yes, it was 12. And why was it 12? Ding, 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 ding. It was to represent one for each tribe of Israel. I'm pretty sure it's 12. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, 12. Because what? 1 rock for each tribe of Israel. Psh. All right. It goes up and down. I'm not even sure if I always clicked that or not. For 400 points, or dollars, the inhabitants of what city deceived Joshua in Israel by dressing up in old garments? They must have put on a play, huh? It was one of those, Broadway plays. All right. Was it Jebus, Gibeon, Lachish, or Jericho? Gibeon or Jericho? What do you think, Grace? I don't know. Like I said, cities and this kind of stuff, I'm not going to do good with the cities, and I'm not going to do good with the names in the cities. No clue. Yeah, I don't either. They're probably going to be asking for names and cities. That's why I didn't like this one. Let's see. Gibeon? I don't know. I don't think it was Jericho because yeah, it was Gibeon. See, I knew it. I should have gone with my first instinct, Gibeon. And I just even said I don't think it's Jericho because that's the one where they went around a bunch of times and then until the thing fell down. I knew it was Gibeon. Yeah, the walls of Jericho came down because they were playing their instruments around and around and around and around and around until the walls came down, down, down. All right. All right, we're moving right along. Where are we at? $600. All right. Joshua the Promise. This is a hard category for $600. There was the tabernacle. Where was the tabernacle first placed after the Israelites entered Canaan? Shiloh, Ramah, Jerusalem, or Bethel? I think it was Shiloh. Or was it? Shiloh? When they first entered Canaan, not when they left Egypt. It was after the 40 or whatever. It was when they're trying to get in, when they're trying to steal the Canaanites' land. I mean, when God told them to take the land. Was it Shiloh or Ramah? I'm pretty sure it was not Bethel or Jerusalem. They didn't even... weren't even called that then, were they? Or maybe Bethel was. I don't know. Jerusalem's actually a pretty new name. Shiloh? Yeah, okay, Shiloh, I think it is. Yes, ding, ding, ding. It is correct. I thought so too. Shiloh. Yeah, it wasn't the bottom two, that's for sure. In Rima, that's, I don't know. Anyway, Joshua promised them for $800 or points. In total, how many times did Joshua and his army? I just said this. In total, how many times did Joshua and his army march around the city of Jericho before it fell? 7, 13, 10, or 3? I'm pretty sure it was 7 times. What do you think, Grace? Was it 7th time when it fell? So they played the instruments and they circled the thing over and over 7 times until it fell. I think it was 7. I am a prophetess. I'm such a prophetess. I forgot what I just said a minute ago. Can you remind me what I prophesied? Because I forgot. I did. I prophesied this question, didn't I? I get it. I prophesied this question. That's right. That's right. I think, wasn't it 7 times they went around or what? Or 13? I think it was 7. It was more than 3. Yeah, I think it was 7 too. It was definitely more than 3 times. Because that wouldn't even have been impressive at all. 3 times it falls over? I don't know. The whole thing, I think, was like a psychological mind game for those people. Yeah. Can you imagine your enemy walking around circling your place playing instruments? It's just like, okay. That's like psychological warfare. Yeah, I'm going to say 7. I don't know, 10 would have been a little overboard. 13 might have been an unlucky number. 3 wasn't enough. We're going to go with 7. I don't know. I logic, you know what I mean? But no, I think I remember 7. Oh, it was go overboard. Okay. 13. It was 13. All right. That would have really been. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it would have been a lot of psychological warfare, huh? By the 12th time, they're like, these guys are idiots. And then the 13th time went, and they're like, hey, what the heck is that? Anyway. All right. Last one. All or nothing. For $1,000 or points. And I'll tell you a revelation that I had today. And actually, I think it was last night. In a dream, I'll even tell you a dream. I'll be the new dream prophet. I'll tell you every night my dreams I had the night before. No, he's already. He says no. He's warning me not to. Yeah, I'll tell you about another dream. Yes, another dream. 2 nights in a row. All right, for this is the last question for the night. Yes. Inhabitants of what city deceived Joshua and Israel by dressing up in old garments? Didn't we just have this question? Did I just redo the same question? Am I in deja vu? Did I just cross over another parallel world? Grace, are you in this world too? Didn't we just have this question? Oh my gosh. Am I in a time warp? Didn't we just have this question? Bing, ding, 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 ding. Well, that one was the same answer too, Gibeon. Yeah, you guys can rerun, do the rerun, and go back, and you'll see that that was the exact same question. And you know what? I was wearing the exact same thing. All right. All right, let me get over here. All right. Dang it, Bill. Hold on, I just knocked over my thing. There you go. All right. All right. Oh, I was going to, I had to stop doing it. I was gonna, all right. Yeah, okay. I was going to tell you revelation I had. So, you know how I am going to dream on, I'm going to. Oh, you know what? Sometime we're going to go over this thing that I just learned. Guys, I'm learning a lot of new stuff. So anyway, I'm going to go over something crazy, man. But anyway, but I was just thinking the word deceased. You know, deceased. Like on a death certificate, they say deceased. Now, that makes no sense. Now, the time of death, they will call it, the patient expired at 9:51 p.m. Or they'll usually do military time, I think. I've seen a lot of death certificates because I used to work in a doctor's office. And whenever somebody dies, whenever a patient dies and they have a regular physician, this is how it used to be anyway. Now if they still do it, I'm pretty sure, but they always sent the death certificate to the doctor. So all of our doctors, especially the ones that treat the older people, they were always having to sign death certificates constantly. But anyway, it always say they expired. So anyway, the coroner has to have the attending physician sign the death certificate. They're not even attending, just the regular doctor, whatever. And anyway, so the word expired means when they breathed out their last breath. All right. So you breathe in, you're inspiring. That's why they call it inspired, because you're breathed in. It's the word of God is inspired. Is the word of God inspired? Is it breathed in? Breath, spirit, ruach. So is it breathed in? Anyway, so breathe in is inhaled, and exhale is breathing out. So when you die, you expired. You expire your last breath. It means you breathed your last breath out. But I was thinking, what about the word deceased? Because that makes no sense. Because cease means to stop, right? So if you cease, you're undoing that. You know what I mean? Because the word means to undo. So you're undoing the ceasing. Isn't that weird? It should be the patient is ceased, which means stopped. But if you're deceased, that means you're unstopped. You know what I mean? How does that make sense? Anyway. Now I should start every one with a dream, right? Should I start every night with a dream? I'll be the new YouTube dreaming prophet. So I had a weird dream. And this is the first time I've ever had a dream with Dave in it. I don't think I have. Maybe one in my life since he passed away. In 14 years, maybe one. I can remember. Maybe two. I don't even know. I don't really remember a dream with him in it specifically. But anyway, so last night, I dreamt that my cat Snowy was here. And he was sleeping in like a cat sleeping box with some clothes in it. It was right up against the heater, and he just looked so comfortable. And I couldn't believe that he was here. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. He's back in a different body, and he looked a lot healthier. And and I was so excited that I had to run and tell Dave. I said, Dave, Snowy's not passed away. Look, he's and Dave really didn't seem like excited about it. He doesn't he thought it was like not a big deal. And I'm trying to explain to him, no, but you don't understand. He used to be dead, and his grave is still over here. So his grave is there with his body, but somehow he's back, and look, he's alive and well. And Dave's like, didn't think it was a big deal. But here's the thing. Dave died right before Snowy got born. So Dave didn't even know Snowy. And why am I trying to convince Dave that Snowy's alive when Dave actually died first? And I didn't even realize, it didn't even dawn on me that Dave had died. But I'm telling Dave that, guess what? Snowy's still alive. And Dave's like, yeah, it was like, Dave was like busy doing stuff, and he really wasn't like, he wasn't stunned about it. Like I was stunned. And he's like, yeah. I mean, he believed me. And I just thought, that's weird. And then when I woke up, I thought, how come I didn't know that he... Anyway, I should have been surprised that they're both here. Really? I have a lot of dreams of people who passed, including Chris. Dreamt of him 4 or 5 times. Really? Oh, I would like to have a dream of Chris. Dave brought Snowy to visit you, and Snowy brought you your Dave. Yeah. It's so weird, because I wasn't surprised Dave was alive. It's like he never died, but I was surprised Snowy was. That was weird. You know what, though? Before I went to bed, I don't know, maybe half an hour before I shut my computer down and everything, I was looking at, Brian Fritz, Network 126. Brian that was always getting harassed or whatever, sleeping in his car. Well, I watched some exposed videos on him. You guys, there's a lot. And I saw him when he was a little kid. It's really sad. I cried a little bit because he was with his mom in the park, and Brian was a little kid, and he had a blindfold on, and he was hitting a piñata, and his mom was there with him, helping him hit the piñata. It was really, really cute, you know what I mean? And they showed his mom up real close. She was pretty, young and pretty, and she died of cancer anyway. Then I saw Brian as like maybe 10 or 12 years old. He was riding a boat. Then I saw him getting his driver's license, or like trying to learn how to park for driver's ed and stuff. And then was a lot of clips. Then they showed his dad, who had like the shortest shorts you've ever seen. His mom and dad got divorced, and his dad ended up to be a transgender. So the dad became, his name was Donald, and he became Donna. So, and this is what Brian says one of his problems is that he grew up and his dad turned into a woman. And so, and the dad has, I don't even know how it works, but the dad has a mate somehow in the picture. But anyway, I saw a picture of the dad when he was a guy. Then I saw the picture of the dad as a woman. And then that kind of got into my dream that his dad, who was like a really kind of tall, manly woman, came up to me and said that they were going to go to the casino and eat at the restaurant. And that person, I tried to tell them about Snowy, and they didn't care. And they were in a hurry to go to the restaurant at the casino. And that was Brian's dad, just as his mom. But anyway, so I watched that before I went to bed. So that slipped in my. So Brian's dad, who's dressed as a woman now. I think he's had surgery. I don't know. Whatever. That's their business. But anyway, the dad that I saw in the video, it came up in my dream, and she was going to the casino to eat at the restaurant, and I was trying to tell her about Snowy, and she was just too much in a hurry to listen. Anyway, that was weird. That was the end of that dream. But anyway, you know. But anyway, it just anyway, that's kind of a cute video. Um, I mean, I don't know how many people got videos of themselves in different stages of life growing up, but my people my age, you just don't have it. Unless your parents were wealthy, nobody had a video of themselves when they were a kid, you know what I mean? But now everybody does. I mean, it's getting now to where cell phones and videos been out for a long time. You know, we had this big giant thing you put on your shoulder. You look like you're from the TV station. You know what I mean? I remember my son, he was playing football in the 80s. Well, probably early 90s when he was playing football. And I had to bring the camcorder. It had a big VHS tape in it. And I had to put the thing on my shoulder. It was like I was from the TV station when I was videotaping them. So unless you grew up in the 80s or 90s, anything before that, probably don't have a lot of video. But anyway, those are some kind of cute clips of him. But I did see his dad that he's talking about. Oh, and the whole point of that video was to show that the dad has been helping him the whole time. The dad bought that car. The dad, the dad, somebody had talked to the dad in that video, and the dad said that they've helped Brian a lot, so. Don't let him fool you, he said. Basically. Basically, like, no, we have helped him. We do help him. So anyway. But yeah, somehow the dad got in the end. They got a little cameo in the end of my dream. Because he came in and said he was in a hurry to go to the restaurant at the casino. And I wanted to tell him about Snowy, and he was just in too much in a hurry. Man, that was really cool. Anyway. Alright, so I'm going to say goodnight. So many people want a free ride. I know. You know, and as a young man, I mean, this is the only time you're going to have in your life to work. Once you get my age, you know, and your body's all beat up and it's retirement time, it's done. You know, I always tried to work every minute I could. You know. It still wasn't enough. I mean, if you don't work all the time, you're probably not even going to have a place to live. Anyway, he's just got to get in the habit of maybe getting a job and start working, but... Anyway. So anyway, thanks for coming and playing Bible Trivia. He needs to see his future by seeing MH. I know. You see how you can literally rot and decay in front of everybody on your videos by laziness, sloth, and gluttony. You will rot away. There was a YouTuber that just died in this other chat that I watched. I forgot what his name was. He was mean. He lied all the time. He was a jerk to everybody, but they're remembering him. Yeah, another one. His name was what was his name? Can't think of his name. His name was kind of a play on his last name. It was not a very flattering name, but it was a play on his last name. I can't remember off the top of my head. They were doing a tribute to him, remembering what an asshole he was. As he was. And he'd probably agree. Yeah, another YouTuber, yeah. Yep. So, you know, a lot of them do live kind of a high-risk lifestyle and kind of unhealthy. A lot of YouTubers have an unhealthy lifestyle. And I think he was one of them. Yeah, do you hear your future, MH? Yep. We're talking about him one of these days, too. I mean... Anyway, I like when because it is probably a good thing to do is don't sugarcoat people when when they die. If they were a jerk, remember them as the jerk they were. At least you're remembering them. At least you're giving them a tribute. And I guess he ripped some people off and all kinds of but they're still giving him a tribute, you know what I mean? Anyway, I think it was funny. All right, Swami, that's his name. It just came to the top of my head. His name was Swami. Because his last name was Swaim. And so they call him Swami. Yeah, he died. Anyway, all right. Yep, Swami died. If anybody knew Swami, he died. Yeah, his real last name was Swaim. I think it was David, or I can't remember what his name was. Anyway, people knew him as Swami. That was his YouTube. Yeah. Anyway. R.I.P. Swami. All right, thanks for coming in, Grace. Love you. Anybody that came in, thanks for coming in. Thanks for thumbs up. Peace, love, harmony. Shalom. Rock on. Have a great Friday. Have a great Saturday. Hope to see you tomorrow night. And there you go. Arrivederci.